Yay, I know matchups, sort of.
They don't change too much, it turns out. Responded with it.
Well, Dredgeline comes through. That's going to be the opening here. Now Marin has no way of getting out. Red buff's not there from Haru, but it does not matter. This will almost certainly still be that first blood coming through. Eventually, one more hit. There we go. Haru picks it up.
It was such a waiting game. In the end, the Q going out was
blasting one through.
Pretty greedy. No Merc treads. You know, some other mid laners would consider going Boots and the Null Magic Mantle. Still dealing with the Cassio, but trusting for the Catalyst to be enough.
Oh, down bot. Yeah, we're going to have to get a replay of this one to see. I mean, I think we can kind of guess how things transpired. Haru comes in, takes out Tucson. They follow up with another one swiftly on Marin into the bottom lane. Going to be matched by Cube, but it's going to be a bit later. First verdict is available if he wants to try to eject somebody. Throws it out. Won't find anybody, just a couple minions. Devourer was keeping Stitch alive, but now the Dredgeline comes through onto Haru. He jumps back in, just trying to trade some damage for his life, but won't get much. Crown arriving, but might just have to be the Missile Voyage. He can just drag everybody in right now. Realm War popped. Gonna bait them out. Crown will go in by himself, now cut off, but it doesn't matter. The rest of Samsung is here on top of the Afrika Freaks. Wild Growth used on top of Tucson himself. Haru goes over the wall, trying to get on top of Marin. Crown comes in with a flash, locks him down, takes him out with the overload. One picked up for Samsung. Can they get more? Afrika are poking around, trying to contest the point. Missile Voyage up to the top side. Haru and Toad jumps in onto Koro. Petrifying Gaze catches for JJ, so he can't follow up with the Devourer, but they jump forward, and the Wild Growth won't do enough. He goes down. Haru claims the kill. Now, can they get out? Looks like the pinch is not going to come through from the rest of the
run by the Rise in top lane.
Cuvée pushing really far forward. Kuro's coming around the sidelines. Dredgeline to draw him in. Keeper's Verdict comes out. Oh, right between the two. Petrifying Gaze to lock him up. That's going to be a dead Poppy. Kill goes over to Marin. So big whiff costs him his life.
But it's another one of those picks right as well.
They're on the Baron. Yeah, they go straight in for the Baron. They have vision control here.
Marin can't
Recall
be there.
came through from Marin. He's going to be sprinting his way back in. True Shot Barrage will reveal it, but they take it out. Smite comes through. Flash away from Kramer's. He gets locked up by the Ash Arrow. Nicely done by Samsung. Scrying it. Ward comes down. Haru on the backside won't be there for the steal. He just wants to get the assassination. Jumps onto Kramer in the back line. Redemption pops him back up, so he's relatively healthy for now. But Flying Gaze won't find anybody with the Dredgeline. Connects it onto Cube, dragging him back in. Devourer comes through from core. JJ just trying to keep him alive for a bit longer. Now jumping over onto Crown, trying to kite his way out of the fight. Won't be able to do so. Spirit comes up with a kill, and Cube is almost certainly going to go down. There it is. One last Mystic Shot takes him out. Infernal Drake +2 to Afrika Freaks.
And then turn onto Samsung, who are overextended. It was a really cool fight.
Oh, core JJ, we get him overextended. Ash Arrow now comes through. Spirit getting locked up. It's going to be Keeper's Verdict. Ejects Tucson and Kramer out of the fight, but they're already on top of Stitch, and he goes down. Kuro coming up with the kill, and now Ube has to run for his life. Petrifying Gaze over the wall just to try to slow him up.
The capabilities to do so. So we see the turn on to Baron for Afrika Freaks.
Ground core JJ pushing up the river. Everybody on Afrika relatively healthy. Snatch up comes through onto Crown, but the Devourer is there trying to keep him alive. Cube might just have to die for his team, and he does. Realm Warp comes through right before the Dredgeline. Will take them out to save. Fearlessly shove inside the base and take out that second inhibitor.
No latitude for Haru. There's no way for him to actually get in the fight.
Dredgeline connecting onto core JJ. Redemption coming down. A little bit of damage in. Haru jumps forward, but can't get much. Now Cube having to run. Devourer comes out before JJ yet again. Trying to get alive, but Stitch goes down, and this might just be the end of the game in favor of Afrika. Spirit going forward fearlessly with a flash, trying to get some damage in. Almost goes down. Does right at the end of that last turret shot, but that might not be enough to dissuade Afrika Freaks. Marin's still here, has that Guardian Angel up, still does not
really have an idea of how to win these fights. They're not set up to win true 5v5s, and they're not getting the sort of catches that they were able to in game 1.
And they're not here to try to stop this Elder Dragon from going down, despite the fact that Spirit was dead. That very well.
The flow of the game against the comps.
Well, it's already a Dredgeline in on a Stitch. He has to get devoured right off the bat.
Tucson.
Some damage in onto Marin. Tucson gets jumped onto the back line. Has to use the Wild Growth onto himself. Cube going forward, gets popped up immediately. Big Petrifying Gaze locks up core JJ and Stitch. They take out the Ash. Dredgeline on the ground, forcing the flash away. But the members of Samsung are just dying all over the place. Cube comes back up. The GA gets popped. Haru goes in, trying to assassinate this Ezreal, but he just can't do it. Kramer goes forward to the Arcane Shift, finds himself a double kill, and with 3 members dead, effectively all 5 of them, because Crown and Cube can't do a damn thing. That will be game number 3. Going over to Afrika Freaks, 42 minutes on the clock, they come up with a win.
And Kramer is clearly a sentimentalist, because on his day he put out a carry performance in 2 games. This was really good from Kramer and the Afrika Freaks. They throw out the cold first 20 minutes of the day. Clearly really did need time on the Rift to warm up after what was a really poor start for them, and they continue their giant killing ways. This is the Afrika Freaks. You give them an opposition they respect, that they can prep for, that they really want to beat, and clearly they can, because they now extend their record against SKT, KT, and Samsung. In 4 series, they're 7-4. An insane stat for a team rooted in 6th place in the standings. And Samsung, you know, we're talking about movements upwards for Afrika. Now the gap between the top 2 and Samsung starts to extend. Now suddenly you really do feel like if Samsung reaches out for SKT and KT, they won't even get to brush up next to them, because they can't afford to be losing series like this where they were set up to win. In 3 games, they had some good passages of play, but this one was all about the Afrika Freaks, and crucially, wasn't about Mark.